Um, though it was labeled as a video presentation, so I kind of expressed that it would be better because most of the percutaneous pedicle screw fixation is done based on X-ray images or navigation images. So I thought it would be better to have it in slide, and so this is where we are. And so why percutaneous pedicle screw? I think it is well known that it is minimally invasive, and the most important aspect is it preserves the musculo-ligamentous tension band with all its advantages. And some people we have started doing it in complex injuries as well as in complex cases when we have navigation. But beginners, you can start doing it in simple cases, and gradually you can later do it in complex cases. And sometimes there are no limits of PPS, which we can see later. First, the basic PPS using X-ray C-arm without any navigation, I would like to kind of elucidate some of the key steps, and then I'll talk about the navigation based PPS. So the most important thing we have to keep in mind when we are doing percutaneous pedicle screw is the structure and morphology of pedicle, so that we tune our surgery, and we'll have to visualize this in our mind. Basically, the aim of pedicle screw placement is that if this is the pedicle, at the point where the pedicle attaches to the body, the screw should be in the center. This is the most important aspect, that at the point where it reaches the body, it should be in the center. But because the triangulation gives it more strength and stability, and it is inserted at the point of entry on the lateral aspect. So as you could have made it by now, in thinner pedicles, it is very difficult to medially angulate unless the pedicle itself is medially angulated. So in dorsolumbar junction, most of the time the pedicles are going straight within a 0 to 5 degree medial angulation, and in lean patients, when the pedicle is very thin, most of the time the pedicle screws have to be inserted almost straight ahead or with minimal medial angulation. When the pedicles are big enough, definitely the angulation would be better, more medial angulation, or when the pedicles are more medially angulated, like in lower lumbar levels. So that means that if we are starting from this point and then coming here medially, the most important thing about skin entry point is the soft tissue depth determines how much lateral we have to enter the skin. So in obese people or in patients with lots of kind of soft tissues, then we have to start from the skin at a more lateral entry point, so that our kind of optimum screw placement can be achieved. And this is in lumbar levels, they say 3 to 4 centimeter lateral, but in dorsolumbar junction, it is just at the lateral border, because most of the time the soft tissue depth is very shallow in these levels. So the most important thing when we are doing without navigation is we'll have to measure many things before surgery based on the CT scan. The optimum length and diameter of screws, the medial angulation, distance of skin entry point from midline, all these things are better determined pre-operatively, so that you have a plan well versed in mind. Then the whole surgery will be simple. But if you have navigation, or if you have warm navigation especially, then most of these things can be done on table. So, but without navigation, these things have to be determined. Otherwise, we will be struggling, we will be doing lots of kind of X-ray images and increasing the radiation exposure. So when we are doing X-ray, I think this has been discussed yesterday. We have to have, when you are doing a lateral view, it has to be dead lateral, and AP view also, there should not be any tilt, that the end plate should be seen straight ahead without any tilt in the kind of X-ray. And the next key important step is the marking. The skin marking is the most important thing And especially when you are planning to do multi-level fusion, the marking becomes very important, because pedicle screw you can very easily place. But if you don't have a plan, and then if you insert all the pedicle screws, you cannot insert the rod. Rod insertion becomes a hectic challenge if all the screw heads are not aligned properly. So we have to have a plan, and sometimes you'll have to compromise at one pedicle level so that all the screw heads are in alignment. Especially this is very important when there is a dorsolumbar fracture, dislocation, when there is a rotational instability in which the screw heads may be at different positions and rod placement will become difficult. So the sequence of screw placement also we will see later. So before that, the marking is based on both AP view and lateral view. And in AP view, you use K wires to place in such a way that they are just lateral to the intended pedicle. And depending upon the soft tissue window, you can determine based on preoperative CT scan how much lateral you want to enter. Or you just place it just lateral around 2 centimeter, in this case lateral to the pedicle. And once you have marked these lines in the AP view, then you can use the lateral view to determine the vertical level of the screw entry at skin. And most of us, many of us may use this instrument which comes with Colstar's X-ray localization device, in which the skin entry can be marked horizontally. Previously we have marked vertically, so as a result you get a marking like this. The markings, this actually photo is based on navigation marking, but in X-ray based technique also you can mark it like this, so that all the screw heads fall in one line, so that the rod placement becomes easier. Sequence, always start with the most difficult level, like fractured lytic level should be done first, followed by thin pedicles, then later you can go to thick pedicles, because thick pedicles you have a margin, little bit you can change based on so that you will have a proper alignment. Thin pedicles you cannot, you don't have a much margin to change. So, and most of the once we have marked the entry point, then most of the steps are based on AP view, in which you visualize the picture which I had shared before, that at the entry of pedicle you start from lateral, and at the depth of the pedicle you are in the middle, so that at the point where the pedicle reaches the vertebral body, you are not having any chance of medial violation. Lateral violation is acceptable, but never medial violation. And you do both AP view and lateral view till you cross the pedicle, so that the moment you are in the center of the pedicle in AP view, you should be in lateral view at the end of the pedicle. That should be the target. This step, if you follow, rest everything will fall in line. So in AP view, again I am repeating, when the pack needle is in the center of the pedicle, in lateral view it should be at the end of the pedicle. Then you can insert little bit beyond the pedicle, and the guide wire is it is better to mark the guide wire around 2 centimeter more than the pack needle, so that in osteoporotic spine it doesn't penetrate through and through. And then we insert the guide wire 2 centimeter beyond the pack needle, and we have to make sure that we use a blunt or threaded guide wire, so that it stays in place as well as it doesn't penetrate through and through. And the most important thing when we don't have OM navigation is that you should not aim for bicortical purchase, especially if you are going straight ahead. When you are going straight ahead, X-ray will show that you are within the vertebral body, but you might have already crossed it. So whenever we are doing a straight ahead technique, never aim to cross more than 70 to 80% in the lateral view of X-ray. And then rest of the things, rather than doing at each level using X-ray, it is better to mark all the things in one go, so that radiation exposure can be minimized. And then once the guide wire is placed, then rest of the things, the depth you can determine based on pre-op CT or based on lateral view, and then the rest of the steps are simple. Once the guide wire is placed, we remove the pack needle, and then we tap it, and then we put in the screws through the guide wire, and we'll have to make sure that the guide wire is removed before we reach the end point of the screw placement. Sometimes the guide wire can get stuck, so this point is very important. Once you cross the 50%, or once you cross the pedicle and little bit into the body, you can remove the guide wire, and the depth can be assessed. I have already told. There are various kind of systems available. I don't want to go into detail, and I just want to focus a little bit of advantages of navigated worm. In navigated worm, the main advantage is you get axial view, which you cannot get in CM based or X-ray based techniques, where you can aim for a bicortical purchase. But bicortical purchase is very dangerous to do without worm navigation. And again, these different there are various weights of rod kind of placement. Either you use the same hole or you can use a different hole. But most important thing is that in C-arm, what you see is what you get. In navigation, it is not live. Sometimes in fractures, when you are operating, when you have mobilized a little bit of spine, you'll have to visualize that you can be in a totally wrong place. So navigation though makes things simple, but if you are very casual, you can be entirely in the wrong place. But in X-ray, if you confirm, what you see is what you get. So rest of the things when you are doing dorsolumbar junction injuries, most of the cases we can get away with ligamentotaxis. No need for doing anterior vertebral body augmentation, because already there is bone lying there. Only when there is a gross destruction of anterior body, you need cage placement. Otherwise, in most patients, we could achieve the opening of the canal just by doing ligamentotaxis, as you can see in this. Because we are having short of time, I just want to skip. So ligamentotaxis and osteosynthesis works in most of the dorsolumbar junction injuries. Many cases you don't need decompression or cage placement. Short segment fixation is also good, especially when you have a bicortical purchase, or when you are able to do it for a lower kind of less grade severity of injuries. Like when in bicortical purchase, the strength is very good even in a thin pedicle with a thin profile pedicle screws. Short segment, you can open up the anterior vertebral body in a wonderful way without any decompression. So even in complex injuries like this, sometimes when this patient was well preserved, we just did in situ fusion using percutaneous pedicle screw technique. So without trying to mobilize it, because otherwise there is a risk that the patient could have gone into neurological deterioration. So these things I'll skip. So basically percutaneous pedicle screw is effective and even in select complex injuries, and navigated percutaneous pedicle screw is more precise definitely than C-arm based technique. Long segment fixation, body augmentation, crossbar bony grafts may not be necessary. Thanks.